Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I wanted to share with you what I thought is a really pretty country kind of looking chevron throw. I'm actually going to use this as a bed skirt, and I think it would be really pretty as that, but I think it would be very beautiful as a throw. And I just love how there's not only the texture with the peaks here as we go through, but there's a texture because I've worked in the back loop on each row. This is just done with single crochet. And let me check here on all of the yarn. I've used 4 skeins of loops and threads yarn, and this color here is called a blue moon. So there's 4 skeins of this, or about 828 yards. Each one of these rows here is 10. This is 10. So each time I change color, it's 10 rows. This one here, the other one is Caron Simply Soft, and it is worked in bone. And I used a size H crochet hook. And of course you want to have a yarn needle and scissors to make sure that you can weave in all of your yarn ends. And I did change colors. I used the yarn until I ran out, and then I changed colors, of course, on the ends. And I think let's get started. Let's show you how to do this. Each one of these is 13 stitches long. You can vary this width of the stitch. You can make it longer or narrower, I should say your peak, based on how many stitches you choose. And also, I use this Caron Simply Soft. If you used a thicker yarn, this would also make the blanket bigger and longer. So this one here, I should tell you, is 30 inches wide by 56 inches long. That's the approximate size that it finished off to be. So if you are going to work this, each peak is 20. Each of these peaks right here, this is, let me bring this closer to you. Each peak, this from here to here, is 29 inches or 29 stitches long. And how you get that is you have 13 on this side, 13 on this side, and then there's 3 stitches at the top. Okay, so this is 6 peaks long, this whole bed skirt or throw, whichever way you're going to use this. So there's six of these. Okay, and I've ended on each side. I've made sure that I've ended on the down side. Okay, what else can I tell you here? I should say, so with the 6 peaks, if you want to just do 6 peaks, if you want to do the exact same pattern that's here, it's 177 chains then. Or you could change however wide or narrow you wanted it. You would just take the 29 stitches then and multiply it by however many peaks you'd want, if it's 5 or 6 or 10, and then add 3, okay? Add 3 to that, and then you'll have a pattern that works for you. So what I'm going to do now, I have 61 chain because I want to be able to show you a peak and a valley and another peak, so you can know how to work that valley. I want to make sure that you see that. So, okay, let me get my yarn going here. So again, this is a size H crochet hook. The very first thing that we're going to do, and you might have heard it, is called a single crochet 2 together. And it's usually like SC and the number 2 and then TOG. That's how you normally see it abbreviated. So that's how this is going to be how you do that special stitch. So I'm not going to do anything in that very first stitch. So I'm going to put my yarn hook through this one, grab the yarn, keep both loops on my hook, grab it again, the next one. Now I have 2 on the hook. Now I'm going to bring my yarn through all of them. And the reason you need to do this is because you're going to have those extra stitches at the top of the peak. So now you're just going to single crochet 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll curl up a smidge in the beginning when you first start. 5, 6, 7. And as you can see, I've used a different yarn than my Simply Caron Soft, so it'll be a little bit bigger, the peak will. 9, 10, 11, and my yarn is pulling here. 12, 13. Okay, so now we've done the 13. Now it's time to make this first to make the first peak. And what you're going to do is single crochet 3 into that next one. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. Now another 13 stitches down the other side, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and my yarn is bunching up again. I tried to get some off the skein ahead of time so I wouldn't have this. Okay, 9 I think I said. 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I'm going to do is skip the next 2, 1, 2, and because this is going to create the valley. So now I do 13 up the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whoops, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now we're going to go 3 in this one. 1, whoopsies, 2, 3. Now we're going to go back down the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now you're wondering, I have 2 loops on there yet. You're probably, I got to get some more yarn here. And you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with those 2 loops. So remember we started with that single crochet 2 together? We're going to do that same thing here because we have those additional stitches on the peak here. So we're going to just do our single crochet 2 together just like we started with. So both loops are on the hook. Now you pull it through all. So this is how you work all of the rows. And you can see, now I'm going to lay this out, but again, I've used a little bit bigger yarn than what I did here, but it almost matches. So you can see, here's my peaks and my valleys. It's starting. And so what I did though, remember I said that I worked in the back loop? So this was your first row. So when you start the second row, I'm going to turn it now. I chain 1, all right? Then you single crochet 2 together. But notice how I'm working in the back loop. Right here, this loop here is the back loop. You could go through both of them, but then you wouldn't have this ridge. If you did not want to have this ridge here that I have on each stitch, and you just wanted it flat, you certainly then could work through both loops on top, right? You would work through both loops. But I want that ridge look, so now I'm going to continue working in the back loop for my 13 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's curling up on me. Here we go. 9, 10, 12, and right here I got to do my 3. And now 1, 2, 3. And so I would just continue on, so you can see that that ridge is starting to form on this one here. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's that ridge that's starting to form. So I would just continue on with my 13 down on this side, skip the 2, 13, add 3, 13, and then I single crochet my 2 together, you turn it, chain 1, and continue on. It's just a really fun pattern. I didn't have to count. Once you get going, you really don't have to count, but I did do a spot count, probably, every 3-4 rows, I would actually count the whole row to make sure that I didn't miss a stitch somewhere, add an extra stitch, or do something special like that. But this is how we do the chevron stitch for this blanket. And again, I hope that you put some really beautiful colors together. I used to do chevron blankets, oh gosh, in the 80s. A lot of different colors. I wish now that I would have taken pictures of all the things that I had made. So this is the first chevron that I have done in years, but I just think it's kind of a modern, kind of a country look to it. And I hope to do some more chevron patterns to give you some color ideas of what might go together. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, and you'll stay up to date on all of the videos. And again, you will find free patterns and a little bit more recipes and type of things on patternprincess.com. Have a wonderful day, and thanks again for watching.